Two.
Hey, how we doing, guys?
Morning, everybody.
Joe here.
Kevin.
Okay, so we're at the season finale for Marvelous Mrs.
Yeah,
Maisel.
we didn't know that. We just found out that this is actually or I did anyway, that this is actually the finale. And I'm like, wow, I like it because we set some stuff up. So because we're the finale, predictions over what we're going to get before the season ends, because this was a streaming show that I'm sure there was a year in between, maybe more.
Sure.
I'm not sure. Before season two. So what do you think the leave off, the cliffhanger is going to be?
Well,
Or the big revelation, I
there's
guess.
a lot unresolved right now.
For sure, right?
So I'm thinking that, for one, I think that tape is going to get out.
Yeah, the tape's going to be out for sure. I'm going to take that a step further. I think that in this episode, either Joel or Midge's parents find out that she's doing comedy.
I'm kind of with you on that one.
They may not. I don't think they're going to go see her at this point. I think that's something we're down the road.
Yeah.
But I think they're going. One of them is going to find out that she is working on stand-up comedy, and I don't think it's going to come from like them seeing her do a set. I think it's going to come from that tape. I think that tape was important.
See,
The way they recorded it for the whole scene.
I can see it being a bit of both.
You
Right?
think so?
I can see both the parents and Joel finding out.
Sure.
And then I can also see, after they find out the tape, them not really believing it, or them being like, "Is that Midge?"
Right.
And them going to see her perform.
Right. I agree, but I think that is such a big deal that I think it's going to be in two separate things, right?
Sure, and it's a finale, so you want to leave the audience wanting more.
For sure.
One thing's for certain: I do think that Joel is going to be the one that's supportive of it, and I think her parents are going to be way more.
Yeah, I
not okay with it.
I can't see a world where somebody as old-fashioned as her parents are okay with her doing something that, frankly, is
not at first.
It's a new art form.
Yeah,
they're not going to understand what it is, right?
Yeah.
She'd be better off telling them she's a vaudeville act.
No kidding. Oddly enough,
and Joel at least gets what stand-up comedy is.
Yeah, I feel like out of the two parents, in a weird way, I feel like Abe would be the one to come around first.
For sure. He was the one who came around to her getting a job as why, right?
That was one of the best moments of the season.
That was great. He nailed it. Like, that was such a great
You can't
scene.
watch your kids all day. I know.
Okay.
Got it covered.
Exactly.
Okay.
He threw out all of his concerns and okay. And then he went and saw her. It's like, I just had to see it for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't have any commentary about it. He didn't try to talk her out of it. He didn't act upset like her mom did. So, yeah, I agree. But yeah, I feel like Joel has been set up to be the bad guy for the entire series so far.
Yeah,
and her parents are the supportive ones, obviously. Even though they don't really get her, they're the ones that are there for her. So I think you're right. I think when it's out that she's doing stand-up comedy, it's going to be Joel is the one who's going to be the supportive one because he's the one that wronged her the most.
And also, I feel like it's because he wronged her, but I feel like with her being gone and him being on the outside now, I think he genuinely misses her, and I think that he squandered that opportunity. So I think in a weird way, not even in a weird way, I just think he misses her, and he's trying to be more supportive, and I think he wants to be more supportive for her. And I mean, this would be that.
Well, I mean, the simple fact that he was told she had a job, she was having to work.
Oh yeah.
And then so he kind of offered himself up to pay all of her bills,
California,
right? Yeah, to work a job he doesn't want to do in a place he doesn't want to live,
and keep none of the pay essentially.
And not have any contact with his kids anymore or his family. I mean, Joel sucks, but that's a big sacrifice for someone to make in a time where he didn't have to make that kind of sacrifice.
He's trying.
He's trying to make up for being a complete heel. And let's face it, in the pilot, he was the heel.
Now, how crazy would it be if he does go through with that and he's in California and somehow that record makes its way to California and that's where he hears it?
That would be great.
That'd be amazing too. One thing's for sure in this episode, this being a finale, I want to see all the characters. I want to see your parents. I want to see Joel's parents. I really want to see Kevin Pollak.
Kevin Pollak is so much fun in the show.
I just rewatched A Few Good Men the other night. I'm like,
oh yeah,
he's so good.
You know what? He was in terms of the comedy of the movie. He was the scene stealer in that movie.
He's fantastic. Yeah. And so all the actors in the show are impeccable. They're fantastic. You know what I mean? So I want to see the Rogues Gallery, and I want to see a crazy, maybe not a cliffhanger, but a nice resolution to the first season.
I feel like there's going to be like, oh my god, how does this play itself out in season 2?
Love it.
And we didn't even talk about the fact there's a massive obstacle with the fact that I can't remember the guy's name, but she kind of trashed
yeah.
Jane Lynch's character, and so Sophie,
her manager,
right? And so he left off with it. You're never going to work in this town. Neither one of you are going to get to work in this town again. And I don't know how you overcome that because he's clearly a powerful guy.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a member of the Friars Club, and he's booking the biggest.
Guy.
Yeah, he is.
The audience is the real. I mean, that's who you're trying to, appeal is the
right. I mean, he can interfere with their career a lot, but I don't see how he can just say you're not going to work in this town. I feel like that's a cliche that never really can play out. You may not work, for him ever or close friends of his ever, but if she's talented, she's talented. You know what I mean?
If you have a following, you have a following. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Professional sports teams cut really good players for personal reasons or for like legal reasons, and they get picked up by somebody else.
Yeah, because
you'll never work again. It just isn't the way it works in the world.
Money
talks. If you're talented, you're talented. So anyway,
unless you're Kevin Spacey.
Unless you're Kevin Spacey, then you're kind of done. And he was talented.
He was.
Too bad.
Well, if you guys are watching this on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel.
Hello.
If you don't mind hitting the like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we have coming your way.
Yeah. If you'd like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or are watching, please check out the link in the description below to our Patreon page. Here in the next few weeks, we're actually going to do a binge week on this show, along with a couple of others. So we can get ahead over on Patreon. So we're hoping to be 4 or 5 episodes ahead on Patreon on Miss Maisel. So the people who are paying for a subscription service over there can have early access to that as well. Yeah. So keep that in mind. We will let you know as we progress in that. Prime's made some dumb movies, but they do not get enough credit for their TV series.
Their TVs are great.
Yeah. Jump forward in time here. They're up to Christmas now.
I wonder how far.
Yeah.
We had a plan. A good plan. You had a tight 10?
Yes, I know.
As of tonight, I got nothing. I have nowhere to go and no one to be.
Okay, what about you?
She's a loser, too. Beat it.
It was funny, right?
It was really funny.
Couldn't have done it, though. Wow.
I just had a thrilling conversation with that strange person who can't figure out what her name is.
Hold on.
I love how long the phone cord is here. It's like 25 feet.
Don't throw up.
I might throw up.
You can't throw up.
I'll probably throw up.
If I hear you throw up, I'm gonna throw up, and I don't want to throw up.
Well, apparently there were some members of the press there last night.
No.
And a few of them caught your act and thought,
No.
Yeah.
Often hilarious career-ending 10 minutes, you wonder.
did Lennon steal Gleason's boyfriend? The Daily News.
Hope she has a lawyer.
I sense a slander charge in her stocking for Christmas.
I'm Jewish, schmuck.
Yeah.
Yes, eventually, people will forget what happened. And
We'll rebuild.
Okay, I have to go.
That may be how they take it. It slows everything down,
Like I said,
It gives us something to do for several
people
seasons.
are talking about her.
Yeah. And people may show up just because of that. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You can't tell me people didn't watch Chappelle's first show after half the world decided they hated him. You know what I mean?
Right? Like,
Everyone tuned in to see what was next.
what is this person going to say?
Yeah. There's a certain charm to unpredictability,
Yeah.
So's your mother.
Oh, this guy.
It's alive again?
Sorry, I just don't find you funny.
This is hangover eating. Where'd you go?
Yes,
last
it
night?
is.
None of your business.
Whoa.
I'll withdraw
Yeah.
the question. Care of the dog?
Okay.
On a carousel?
I mean, I'm
No.
not
No.
But it is a party. I was wondering if it might be time to start talking about
Oh.
getting a divorce. We can wait if you want.
He was living with his girlfriend.
That's what I'm
Seems
saying.
as if
Like,
maybe it's time to
Different times. Yeah.
start getting on with our lives. Amazing men in their sleep.
Please. During the war, my father fell asleep in a foxhole.
Well, this is back before easy access birth control. You had to have like 9 kids crammed into
yeah.
one.
They didn't have baby Bjorns back then. Yeah.
I hope this thing works itself out soon. I hate to see my parents like this.
They will. They'll realize it's a mistake to be apart.
Why are you still wearing your wedding ring?
I'm still married.
You were living with Penny.
No, I'm not with Penny. That's over.
Oh. Her future is very murky right now.
He did a terrible, awful thing,
Right.
but like it's
You don't think that when he finds out about the comedy, her doing it, he bails again,
that'd be a plot twist.
right? I would definitely lose a lot of respect for Joel that I'm slowly starting
Yeah,
to gain back
I
if that
know.
happened.
Yeah.
Wow, you weren't
Also-
kidding about this thing.
I'm a comedian.
Yeah. Maybe they are setting it to where like that's going to be his line, you know?
In 1 week, I'll be married to Miriam Weissman, the most beautiful girl in the world. You're back in your parents' house. I'm back in mine. Very strange. Red Fox, what's this?
That's called a party album.
He's gonna go to the store, and that's how he's gonna find her album. Yep.
Yeah.
That's how he's gonna find out.
And fourth, right near the gaslight.
Yep.
Coulda, woulda,
I
shoulda,
should have
man.
left in the first place.
Don't justify it.
You
Yeah.
are a lot, Midge.
A lot of what?
That's probably a little fair, but not the steps that he took.
First time I laid eyes on you, that was it for me.
Until you left.
I never left. I don't know what I did, but
I don't see how the show goes forward if they just get back together.
Unless he takes over the role she had in the beginning.
Right.
But I don't know if that's going to happen, you know?
I don't see how it happens.
I mean, that'd be a different show, right? Like, she's
definitely
the
different.
comedian and he's the stay-at-home dad, you know? Like,
It would definitely be a wildly changing dynamic. Or she chooses doing comedy over him. If that becomes a dichotomy, where it becomes an option, where either or.
My room's a mess. Wouldn't want you to dock my allowance.
Good morning, Zelda.
Good morning, Mr. Weissman.
Good morning, Rose.
I'll take my breakfast in the dining room, Zelda.
She is really taking this out on him. Yeah.
He's been in a good mood all day.
something making you extra happy? But it looks like maybe Midge and I might give it another go. You're kidding. Oh, thank God.
I hate these jumping the gun here a little bit.
Easy boy, you don't understand. You have no idea.
If I was him, I wouldn't be in a good mood. I'd be like, my insides would be turning.
What's funnier, corned beef or pastrami?
Pastrami.
could you imagine that season 2? The two of them competing against each other?
She'd destroy him. She would destroy him.
with my family. Oh, I have plans. Is it something wonderful? It is. It is something wonderful.
I love Christmas so much. And also, like, Christmas in New York.
Yeah, right.
It's insanely magical. It really is.
Yeah, I've only been in New York in the summer. So it
Same.
was hot.
But still, every picture you see of
Right.
it, every time it's photographed, it's enchanting.
You getting back together with him?
I just thought I should tell you in case it came
In case
up.
what?
We are not going to talk about it.
You are, aren't
Not
you?
talking about it.
But-
Not talking about.
They canceled us, okay? You happy?
What are you talking about? Canceled.
They just told me they got someone else for your spot tonight.
Are you kidding? How did he even know about this stupid gig?
No, I told him.
Why?
Because I'm the world's biggest idiot.
Amanda Gleason better not come within 10 feet of the gaslight. If she does, he'll make sure anyone who performs here will never work on the East Coast again. Here,
Eddie.
don't book her, don't give her a slot, don't let her use the John, nothing. You got it? It's nice seeing you. Don't make me come down here again.
You're going to have to go out of town.
Yeah, Jersey.
Hey! Penny, what are you...
I've been all over town looking for you.
He relaxed around me. He'd come home at night and fall right to sleep. Boy, you are making it way too easy. If you would just let
Yeah,
go.
no
if you would
kidding.
just-
He never took off his wedding ring. You didn't...
You are a tramp!
Get out.
That's her husband.
We need to have a talk.
She going to fire her? Oh, so they are going on the road because they're both getting fired. Susie and Midge are
Wow.
getting fired. Yeah.
I'd really love a spot. Anything you could do?
I don't give out the spots anymore. Gotta talk to him.
Mr. Persistency. This is what Midge wanted. She wanted me to be a comedian, and I just didn't try hard enough. So now,
God.
I do this for Midge.
I just wanted to tell you that Joel and I might be getting back together.
No, I forbid it.
You forbid me to get back together with my husband?
Yes, I forbid it. You have ruined
God.
everybody's life, and now
Oh,
that there's
Abe.
no more havoc to wreak, you want to get back together and be happy. Please don't tell your mother unless you're very, very sure.
That's good advice.
Because if I come home, I'll have to kill you.
I understand.
I'll feel bad about it, but it will happen.
Wait.
Here we
He's
go.
going to hear it. Yep.
Here we
This
go.
is it.
I think that was Imogene passing out somewhere. It's not for sale. I quit.
Oh.
Quit? Dude! No. Lenny Bruce!
About time. I missed him.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, Lenny.
It's you?
I need you to do a show at the Gaslight.
I don't do basket houses anymore. I wear big boy pants now.
Yeah, Midge.
Oh, Midge.
Kind of reminds me of Footloose, with a town full of kids who want dancing's illegal. All of a sudden, they get a prom, and they're all professional dancers.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I will say this, though. It definitely shows she was right not to take him back.
Oh, look at her falling back into her old routine.
Yep.
No, Midge, no.
So where are you going?
I feel so bad for Rose.
Yeah.
So it's all different now, isn't it?
I'm still your daughter.
But I can't tell you everything.
I need you to be great tonight. No pressure, but I need you to be perfect tonight.
I am doing what is unheard of in this business. It's called a very nice thing.
Yes, he is.
Oh my God, he's gonna see her set.
Yes, he is.
Please welcome to the stage
God,
a
he's
very
got to
classy
see
lady.
Lenny Bruce introducing her like
friend.
that.
I'm actually going to let her introduce herself to you.
So, my husband left me 3 months ago.
Oh, this is
with his
brutal.
Teenage secretary. However, the other night he came home. All I've got is a wedding ring and 2 kids who call him daddy. I mean, was it really fair to lure Joel back with the promise of coherent conversation and unlimited clean jockey shorts?
Got her to go up there like that. Got her to stand up there and talk about our life.
Hey, she says what she wants.
Talk about me. You're breaking up a family. That's the mother of my children up there.
Hey, go home and clean the kitchen.
Oh, sir, I'm Jewish. I pay people to do that.
What's your problem?
Oh!
Hey!
I was wondering how Joel was going to feel. I mean, I know he. Yes, I'm glad he realized that. That was important for him to know.
My name is Mrs. Maisel. Thank you and
Oh,
good
she used her
night.
own name.
That's what I thought they were going with that. That was good.
Yeah, it was. Is that the end there?
I guess so.
It's a good place to end it. It is.
Fantastic way to
Wow. Cut to the credits in black on applause. I love that.
That was fantastic.
Oh my God, that was so good. That was an exciting episode, wasn't it?
It was.
Like, I was kind of edging my seat for a lot of that.
I was really nervous when she was about to go up there because I knew. Well, we figured that Joel would be there, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we were kind of wrong about
How we'd
our
find out.
predictions.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
Her parents obviously still don't know,
Right.
but they're all in a really interesting spot.
Sure.
She doesn't know that Joel knows. Joel quit his job. Are they going to get back together? We have the luxury because the show's out. We don't have to wait a season to see what happens.
Yeah, we'll get, next week we'll get into it. Yeah.
But yeah, the parents' dynamic is really interesting. I feel like Abe is in a better spot. Him and Rose are obviously not good, but like
I feel like they can be.
They can be.
This is one of those things. I think Rose, who is justifiably feeling very alienated from everybody.
Sure.
So I get. I mean, I don't know how much of it she should be taking out on Abe. That's a great. There's gray area there, but I see why she feels so distressed about feeling detachment from her daughter. Like I understand that she feels completely lost. She feels like she's been left out of the loop by her husband and her daughter.
Yeah.
So it's almost like she doesn't feel like she's part of her own family anymore. And she's used to being the matriarch, used to being kind of in control.
Yeah.
So I understand why she's so upset, but it feels like the kind of thing that heals with time.
Yeah.
Especially her anger with Abe. I was like, okay, Abe did something that really hurt you. But I mean, it's not like a deal breaking kind of thing. It's one of those things like, I'm upset with you right now, but give me a week or two, and
I think it would. I don't know. If Abe was giving her the skinny on everything Miriam was doing, that'd be one thing. But he's not, and I feel like she feels like there's secrets between Miriam and Abe, and she doesn't know about him. So yeah, you're right. It's something that takes time.
Sure. And even Midge said earlier, like, I'm more my mother's daughter, and my brother is Abe's son, and that's how it always been. And now
the two nerds,
right? And now it feels like Midge is closer to Abe than their mom, and now that's got to be jarring.
It's hard, right? I'm not a parent, so I don't have that perception, I guess, because I mean, maybe it is hard when you have a child that's your favorite, or you're their favorite, and then they start to bond with the other parent. I don't know, however, it's not cool. I mean, I don't think Abe deserves to be kicked out of his study, and
it's I feel like it's largely symbolic, taking the study away.
Sure.
Yeah. They're sleeping apart for right now. Married people can go through that sometimes,
but they're making it seem like it's the end. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think so.
It's just really dramatic right now.
It's dramatic right now.
I don't think they're gonna break up.
No, not. I would put a 0% chance that's going to happen.
But the Joel thing, back to Midge.
That's a lot more. There's a lot more gray area there. There's a lot more. The dynamic is harder to predict there.
I don't think Susie tells Midge that he was there.
Nope, it's not her place. I think she knows that.
I mean, she's very much not a fan of Joel.
No,
which I get it. We all get it. Like,
and I still think Susie wants to be putting Joel in Midge's head at all in any context. I don't think she wants to talk about him.
And I don't think Joel's upset that Midge is a comic. I think he's upset that she's talking about him, and she's painting him to be the bad guy. He is the bad guy.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
and I think that's the issue.
Yeah,
I think he's really seeing
Right.
What did I do?
Well, it was nice. The one nice thing about that going outside and fighting with that guy, it got him to say out loud that she's good.
Yeah,
and I think that's that should be the biggest takeaway for him. Not that that she's talking about him. Sorry, buddy, she's talking about her life, and nothing that she's saying didn't happen. But the simple fact that he has to acknowledge that he is way better at that, or that she's way better at that than he was.
Well, here's what goes back to the beginning of the episode when he's like, "You're a lot." He's like, "You're good at so many things."
Yeah,
and it's like hard to be in your shadow. That's how we end the episode.
Yeah,
it's him in her shadow.
Yeah, it's the one thing he wanted for himself.
Yeah,
and it's like she's even got that on you, which is why I don't think they can move forward as a couple.
By the way, I didn't think you'd have hands like that. That was
I
thought he was gonna get annihilated.
Well, it's 3 dudes, and
I know,
and 2 of them clearly didn't want anything to do with it at all. They just wanted to keep him away from the other guy.
Yeah.
If all 3 of them decided to fight him, it probably would have been different. But he had some moves there, didn't he?
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, he's gonna kill this guy.
When that guy came in with a pretty close to a sucker punch, he got out of the way of that pretty fast and put the guy in the ground.
So good for him.
Yeah.
Well, not good for him. Joel's kind of the baby.
No, Joel is a baby.
I get why. Okay, so him talking to Susie in the bar kind of felt like he was projecting his feelings, right?
For sure. He was blaming her for stuff that he did.
That's
for sure.
all him.
Yeah, she called him on it too. Like, I didn't do any of this. You did it. And she was right. You know, like that was so stupid of him to like try to turn it on her. Like, who do you go home to at night? What do you do about a family? Dude, what does that have to do with anything with what's going on right now? I mean, Susie's life is the last thing that's
so we don't know if Midge lost her job.
Yeah, I feel like she did. I feel like
she did too.
I feel like bring your handbook means you don't work here anymore.
Yeah, and that's all. I mean, that's pretty much Joel's fault. Penny went and did it, but it's like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, you had your mistress go to your wife's place of work and call her a tramp. It's like, that's ridiculous, you know?
How did she find out?
Exactly. How did she find out?
He must have told her, right?
Must have told somebody. Then somebody told Penny.
I feel like Penny's probably still calling him, wanting to stay together, and he's probably like, "Look, I stayed with Midge last night. We're probably getting back together, and that's it." Because I don't know how, unless she's like following him around. I don't know how else.
The fact that he tells Penny that she works at a department store,
right?
You know, like it's just there's still so much that Joel does that I'm just like, Joel, what is wrong with you?
Right.
Also, we didn't get to see his dad this episode. I'm a little disappointed. No Kevin Pollak.
Yeah, no Kevin Pollak. I hope we're not done with him. I hope
doubt it. I mean, they referenced him several times. You know?
They did. I just hope we have him more. You know, because if we get less Joel, because Joel's quit his job. Now maybe this means that Joel goes and works for his dad now at the laundry,
probably,
or the I don't know, it's the laundry.
It's
whatever. Clothing manufacturing.
Yeah. Spinsters.
Yeah. Anyway, my vocabulary's failing me right now. But if he goes and works for his dad, then we'll get more of his parents, which I kind of want.
Well, he's always said that, right? He's always said, if I fail at this, I'll just go work for my father.
Right.
And so I feel like he feels like he's failed completely. You know, once he realizes that his wife is doing the one thing he wanted to do,
the one thing he wanted for himself apart from her, or it was. I mean, I get why he's upset. It's the one thing that he thought he could do that she couldn't do, and she would be proud of him for doing well at.
Yeah,
and it's like, no, wait. Not only is she doing it, but she's doing it better than you can.
The one thing Midge wanted me to do is be a comedian.
Yeah, it's like
now what she wants, she gets.
Yeah,
and he sees that she has what she wants, and he feels like a failure.
I get it. It's jarring. But at the same time, I feel like Joel you were right when you called him emotionally immature.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was a really childish move to like quit your job over it, you know, and like to once again blow his whole life up.
Yeah,
you know, over a thing. Like, he has no sense of perspective.
Yeah,
he's not reflective at all. Even when you think he is, I thought he was. You know, like, I really blew it. I don't know why I left you in the first place. I thought he was finally being introspective and reflective, and he's not. He's a toddler. He's still a toddler.
He's like a less capable Don Draper.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I mean?
He's like Pete Campbell. He wishes he was Don Draper. No,
Pete's more capable than Pete. Or sorry, Pete is more capable than Joel.
Yeah, Pete's grown on me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm starting to love Pete.
Me too.
But at the same time, there's a comparison. There's definitely a comparison to make. Joel is definitely wishing he's somebody he's not. As is Don, but man, he can't fake it as well.
To a lesser degree,
right? He can't fake it as well. He can't control himself in any way.
He's impulsive,
right? Yeah, quitting his job in the middle of a pitch because he's upset that his wife has that recording out there was impulsive and stupid.
And now, look, we've bashed on Joel for a while here,
right?
And a lot of it is deserving, right? You got to sleep in the bed that you made,
right?
That being said, I do feel bad for him.
I do too.
I mean, it's hard, like to feel like you don't have a place in this world, and and the one thing that you thought you were gonna do,
No, he's
he's taken away from you.
He's definitely a pitiable character.
Yeah.
But I mean, everything that Susie said about him, I feel like was right on. He is just a rich, spoiled kid who grew up thinking he was going to get everything he wants, and then throws a tantrum and blows everything up at the first sign of any type of pushback on that. Right?
I feel like when
any adversity he can't handle.
When you have a wife and kids, you have to be a little bit more mature, and you can't just blow your life up like that. You know what I mean? You got to think about the people that you're affecting. So. Now, look, money, they're rich. So, like, money's not going to be an issue ultimately. But at the same time, it's like, look, your kid's future should be your priority, not your,
ego.
Your ego.
Because let's face it, the comedy thing comes down to ego.
Yeah.
It does.
Self-worth. Like,
Sure.
I can't talk today. Self-worth.
Joel's an interesting character. He is both detestable and pitiable, Yeah. But good prestige television is littered with characters like that, right?
Yeah,
Walter White, Don Draper, Saul Goodman. I mean, TV is full of pitiable but detestable guys.
That's my favorite kind of protagonist. Is a protagonist.
Absolutely.
You're like, is this really a protagonist or is this the antagonist?
Yeah. Am I a bad At what point do I stop rooting for the protagonist here because he or she has gone a little too far? Now, the show's not his show. It's definitely Midge's show.
He's one of the main characters.
But Joel is definitely an interesting character to follow, and I'm kind of curious as her career improves, which I'm assuming it is because she just nailed that. How much we're going to see of Joel going forward, but I don't think for a second he's gone.
You're right, and it's interesting that we spent the last 5 minutes after the show talking about supporting characters when we really haven't been talking about Midge at all,
and we should,
because where is she going to head from here? I mean, like.
Well, that's
she has Lenny Bruce in her corner.
Yeah, and the reason we haven't talked much about Midge is we didn't get much of Midge's character in this one until she did the stand-up, right? Yeah. All it was the work, Penny getting in her face, I can't do a show, now I'm going to do a show. And the most we got from her is she might want Joel back. That's all we really got in this episode of Midge is she might want Joel back.
I think she does want Joel
back.
She put the ring on, she's measuring herself like she used to.
Sure.
So I think what's going to happen is starting the next episode, I feel like she's going to be interested in him, and he might be a little more hesitant. You know what I mean? Like, because this whole season, it's always been Joel being the one trying to get her back, and she's like, no. Right. Now it's kind of flipped, right?
It's possible that next season, Joel can go a number of ways.
He could.
And the reason I'm mentioning it again, instead of really talking about Midge, is it's really going to determine a lot of where Midge goes from here, how Joel handles going forward this revelation that his wife is a very talented comedian.
Yeah,
she's a talented comic. How does Joel handle that now? Because it could go. He went off on Susie. He punched that guy for insulting her and said, "No, she's really good."
Yeah,
there was a lot of mixed messages coming from Joel in that last 5 minutes. It's hard to know where he's going to go from here.
I think it's all him. It's all him dealing with his own crap. It's not him mad at Midge doing it. It's more him being like,
he's having to face his own crap.
She's so good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, she has all this over me. Like he says in the beginning, she's
a lot.
She's a lot, and now she has this.
Now she's even more.
She's like, I feel like a lot of his pity and like feeling of like worthlessness is the fact that like he doesn't know how he's good enough for her.
Right.
So that's kind of how I'm reading it right now. But I mean, I'm sure there's plenty more we could dissect about it.
Sure. Well, we don't want to talk everyone's ears off. I will just say that I'm very excited next week to jump into season 2 because I feel like. Do you think we're gonna have a time jump a la Mad Men?
Slightly.
Do you think we're going to kind of like moving forward in her career? Joel is either reacting however Joel's going to react. It's possible we don't jump into the next day. It's possible we jump in 6 months down the road and things have eased off on Midge as a comic.
Christmas, I feel like we're way past New Year.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It may be spring or summer by the time we pick up the next season.
That's my guess, anyways.
Right. So can't wait to find out.
Can't either.
We'll catch you next one, guys.
See ya.